It's the first day of university, a chance for a fresh start. But for this girl, it isn't a dream come true. It's a survival mission. Hiding behind a mask and thick glasses, she is paralyzed by a crippling lack of confidence and a fear of being seen. This is Mirei, and her only goal today is to ensure absolutely no one recognizes who she is. After being tormented for her looks, she underwent extreme plastic surgery. The transformation was so absolute that anyone from her past would simply look right through her. No one suspects she is the same girl who was ridiculed as ugly her entire life. But the disguise is about to drop. She grabs her favorite perfume, exhales, and finally takes off the glasses to get ready, saying that her life at university would be different and her life would be special. She felt far from the days of hardship in high school, but she got nervous when she found everyone staring and focusing on her as the guys kept hitting on her. And a handsome guy even stopped her and asked her which college she was in, so she told him she was in the College of Science, and he said he was too. It was clear they were colleagues, and he said his name was Sam and asked for hers, so Mirei told him. He suggested they become friends and exchange numbers to make things nice, but she asked what he wanted and moved away. She could not believe a handsome guy stood talking to her, wanted her number, and liked her, as this never happened to her before in her life. So she felt terrified being in this situation for the first time and ran like crazy until she bumped into a guy. She fell to the ground as he looked at her with disgust, so she got very scared and apologized, saying she did not mean it. Before he could speak or say anything, she escaped quickly, but he smelled the scent of her perfume. It grabbed his attention, and when he looked at the ground, he found she dropped it, so he took it to return it to her later, while she arrived at her lecture thinking that she was late, but found the professor had not entered yet, so she looked at her colleagues and found all the girls. They were beautiful, telling herself they were surely pretty without plastic surgery, unlike her who paid money to be like them, and she felt worried and scared that the girls would hate her and no one would like her or become friends. But she found two beautiful girls sitting who waved the moment they saw her. They told her the seat next to them was empty if she wanted to come, so she felt happy and went to sit with them as they introduced themselves, saying their names were Sarah and Moon, and she introduced herself while they praised her, saying she looked beautiful, and she was shocked as she was not used to hearing beautiful words like this in her life, because she was used to hearing hurtful words and bullying, as even her school friends bullied her all the time, saying she was ugly, and because of them, her self-confidence was destroyed completely. But in the middle of all this, a beautiful girl suddenly arrived at the lecture and entered. Her smile lit up her face, which had no flaws, and everyone sitting looked at her saying that she looked gorgeous, and they all admired her, including our heroine Mirei, who said, upon seeing her, that she was nothing compared to her, wondering how someone could look like that. She was surely a natural beauty who had no surgeries, and as Mirei envied her, the girl noticed. She went to get to know her, saying her name was Hanem and asking for Mirei's name, so Mirei introduced herself. But Hanem noticed that Mirei was a bit strange and refused to look her in the eye as the professor asked them to gather, form groups, and get to know each other. So Hanem formed a group. Our heroine was among them as Hanem told them her name and said she wanted to have many friends. All the guys in the group felt she was a nice girl and liked her, saying they wanted to be her friends, so they took her number. When it was Mirei's turn, she was shocked to learn that the boy she bumped into that morning was present with her, and she feared he would speak or say a word to hurt her, so she remained silent, so no one would focus on her. But Hanem asked her to introduce herself, so she said her name was Mirei and fell silent. Everyone was surprised by her because she was very nervous, but they let it pass since she had become beautiful. They clapped for her, and when it was the young man's turn, we learned his name was Kai, as he spoke coldly. No one cared about his tone, and after they finished and Hanem left, she found all the boys in the batch following her. They wanted her number, so she started giving it to them, and Sarah and Moon saw her and said she was pretty, which was why all the boys liked her, and they envied her before discussing their hopes and ambitions. When they asked Mirei about her dreams, she told them she wanted to become a perfume expert because she loved perfumes very much. They told her they actually noticed since she arrived that her scent was beautiful and asked her about the perfume she wore, so she felt happy and went to show it. She discovered it was missing, but found Kai coming towards her, so she feared he would hit her, but he gave her the perfume and said he found it on the ground after she walked away, so she took it and sprayed some for Sarah and Moon. It smelled beautiful and strong, while Kai did not care and left them walking away, but Hanem came to greet him and told him she wanted his number, but he refused then and did not give her the number. He told her he did not like giving his number to anyone, so she went to Mirei and said she was gorgeous and asked if those were her real eyes or if she had surgery, and naturally when Mirei heard the sentence, she stood shocked and feared that Hanem knew her truth and that she was actually ugly. Everyone in the college would hate her if they knew the truth, truth, and even Sam intervened and said that she was surely born natural and gorgeous like that, but Hanem told him to let her answer. She kept pressuring her, saying to answer, so Mirei got nervous as she was not used to lying and was about to expose herself. But Kai got angry at Hanem and asked what business it was of hers, if Mirei had surgeries or not, and told her to mind her own business. And Hanem could not reply from shock, so she said she was only joking with her and nothing more. But Mirei got very upset for her and told him not to speak to her in that manner, as it was clear she was joking. So he told her she was free to think so, and he was wrong. He left her and walked away, so she went to Hanem and apologized to her. But Hanem said she was not upset yet. It appeared that Hanem was actually malicious inside, and later Mirei left as her mother called her. She told her that her father wanted to attend the student reception party with her to surprise her, but unfortunately, her father did not know she had plastic surgery and changed her appearance completely, so she told her not to tell him anything about her location or the party date, so he would not come, as she did not want anyone to come with her anyway. But her mother asked when she planned to tell her father the truth and tell him she changed her appearance and had plastic surgery, so Mirei told her to leave it for later because he might say something to upset her and she had enough on her plate, and she hung up before her father could speak. And as soon as she hung up, she found Sam messaged her saying she was beautiful and gorgeous, while he admired her looks very much because she was his type, and he asked to date her. So she remembered back in high school when a boy came and told her the same thing, giving her a letter, but when she opened it, she was shocked that he wrote she was ugly and brought all her school friends to bully her. They kept saying she was ugly and no one would ever like her, so she feared the situation would repeat with him again, but this time with Sam, so she did not reply. And when she went to college, she prepared for the day of the party, while her father decided to surprise her anyway and arrived at the college. He met Sarah and Moon by chance and asked them if they knew a girl named Mirei in the College of Science. They told him they had a friend with that same name. And at that time, Mirei arrived, and the moment she saw him, she was shocked as they told her that her father was looking for her, so she hid her face. He told them that she was not his daughter and they might be confused about the name, nothing more. But they said there was no other girl named Mirei in the batch, so he apologized to them and walked away. But Hanem came and stopped him, asking to see a photo of his daughter as she might know her, and she pressured him to show her, and when he said he did not want to look for her anymore, she persisted until he took out his phone, making Mirei terrified. She feared anyone would see the old photos and her ugly appearance, so she ran to her father, telling him not to show them anything. She said she would never let anyone see her old photos, and when he heard her voice, he was shocked and asked if she was really his daughter Mirei. He asked what she did to her face and how it changed like that, hoping she did not have surgery, but she admitted she did and asked if he wanted her to live with her old face that everyone bullied, saying everything in her life was destroyed because of it, and asked why he came today after. She had finally started living a normal life, feeling beautiful and loved, asking why he destroyed everything. And in this moment, she left him and ran away quickly, while her father fell to the ground from shock and kept crying as he could not believe his daughter did this, while Hanem was shocked after learning Mirei's truth and that she was not born beautiful. So we went to Mirei, who was running so no one would see her and know the truth that she had plastic surgery, and bully her, fearing her university life would be destroyed too. But suddenly she found herself bumping into someone, and luckily it turned out to be Kai again. And when he saw her crying, he asked what happened, but she did not reply and dropped her perfume again, so he saw it and took it while she kept running so no one would see her. Sam noticed and greeted her, but she did not reply to him, while at the same time Hanem went to her father asking if he was okay, so he cried saying he was not, and she offered to reconcile him with Mirei, but he refused and left them walking away. But suddenly they found Kai coming towards them and asked if he saw Mirei, and before he could speak, Hanem told him that Mirei's father discovered she had plastic surgery behind his back and her appearance changed completely, which was why she ran from them before facing them with the truth. She expected a bad reaction from him and for him to look at Mirei with disgust, but on the contrary, he told her that he did not care at all and was thinking how to reach her now to give her the perfume, while Mirei stood far away, crying. But suddenly Sam appeared behind her and hugged her the moment he saw her, saying he would stay by her side and make her happy whatever happened, as he did not want a tear to fall from her eyes, and he confessed that he fell in love with her from the day he saw her, begging her to give him a chance and date him. But before she replied or said anything, Kai arrived and saw them, so Sam got very nervous. He ran away before Kai knew anything about his confession of love to Mirei, so she apologized to Kai because she bumped into him, but he gave her the perfume saying it fell from her again, so she thanked him. But he told her that perfume was not nice and not to wear it again, and he told her its name, so she was shocked he knew it and wondered how, but he said he was also interested in perfumes and hated that one specifically Miri, and suddenly he told her she did nothing wrong and it was her right to have plastic surgery as long as she liked it and it comforted her. So she took the opportunity to ask if he would also bully her. But he said on the contrary, he knew her truth from the beginning, so she was shocked and asked him how. He was with her in high school and knew her, but she did not know him because she was alone and isolated all the time. She was surprised, but he told her about a situation that happened between them long ago when he once helped her. But instead of thanking him, she was terrified and told him not to show photos to anyone, adding that if he had a photo album from school, he should burn it or erase her from it. And she left him and walked away, only to find her father still waiting outside telling her to come so they could undo everything she did and return her to how she was. But she refused to go back and fought with him, saying she did not want to see his face again, and he should consider her not his daughter from today, as he destroyed her life and exposed her. In college, and her father got upset from her words and cried, feeling pity for himself as he walked away, but Miri did not care at all and decided to leave the university and transfer to another one. But Sam passed by chance and saw her, offering to have lunch with him, and when she went, he asked why she wanted to leave, so she told him she was not comfortable and felt her university life would be destroyed, especially since she was isolated in high school and could not believe her life would change, only for everything to be destroyed suddenly. But he said he did not understand what happened, so she told him frankly that natural beauty wins, and she was not natural, so he told her it was no problem and he did not care about anything, as he loved her and would stay by her side. Always, whatever happened, asking her to believe that if she stayed with him, he would make these 4 years the happiest of her life. He wanted to introduce her to something very important, but she was not ready at all and got nervous, so she decided to go to the bathroom as she feared giving her heart to someone again, only for him to break it and bully her. And she did not know what to do, but she encouraged herself, saying she changed and became beautiful, so any guy would want her, and she returned, deciding to give him a chance, telling him she thought about it and agreed to date. But he told her he was joking with her and actually did not want to date as it was forbidden, and they were still young, so they should just be friends, or maybe colleagues, or perhaps they should not deal with each other again. And he left her talking to herself, shocked by the sudden change as he walked away. And suddenly she imagined that everyone present in the college knew her truth and that she had plastic surgery, and they were all coming towards her to confront her. But she woke up to Sam's voice screaming, and when she turned around, she found that Kai tripped him and he fell to the ground, getting justice for Miri. While at the same time, Hanem came running to her asking if she was okay because she heard a noise, so Miri cried, telling her that everything was suddenly destroyed and she did not understand why. But Kai looked at her and smiled maliciously, and we learned that when Miri entered the bathroom, Hanem came and sat with Sam, finding he liked Miri very much and wanted to date her, so she told him that this meant he knew her truth. So he swore, asking what truth, as he did not understand. So she asked if he did not know she turned out to be full of plastic surgery, adding that her father could not even recognize her face, and naturally after what he learned, he was shocked and said he was joking with her, as he would never date someone like that. While Kai heard everything from the start, so he decided to take revenge on Sam because he broke Miri's heart, and he also could not stand Hanem and looked at her with disgust because he knew the filth she did, while Hanem the snake kept acting, telling her not to be upset as she deserved someone better than him. But suddenly she found Sam sent her a message saying he wanted her urgently, and when she went, he told her he liked her, admitting he feared she would reject him, which was why he was going to date Miri. But she told him unfortunately they could not date as he was not her type at all, and besides Miri was her friend and loved him, so she could not date him, breaking his heart. So he got angry and went to fight with Miri, saying she was the reason, claiming if not for her he would have dated Hanem, and he was about to hit her, but this time she defended herself, and when she went out, she found Kai in her face, telling her she did nothing wrong and should not allow anyone to speak a word she did not like, and he kept encouraging and supporting her psychologically, but she told him she was not interested in anything now, adding that if he remembered her looks, he must keep it to himself and not expose her. So he got angry, asking what was the problem if he remembered her looks. So she said the problem was her looks were ugly and he surely would not want to deal with her, but he asked, since when did people deal with others based on their looks, adding that she was clearly sick like them, as a human should be treated based on their nature and treatment, not anything else, as looks should be the last thing to matter, pointing out that Hanem was beautiful and everything but bad and sick inside. And effectively, when she returned home, his words affected her very much. She felt she was superficial like those who bullied her, so she decided to be brave and deal normally. She decided to cancel the decision to transfer from the college, saying from that day she would not care about anyone. When she went to university, she was shocked to learn that the news of her surgeries spread everywhere, and all the girls knew and talked about her. However, Sarah and Moon did not allow anyone to bother or bully her, telling her not to upset herself as long as she was with them, as they would protect her and not let anyone talk about her, asking so what. If she had plastic surgery since they had Botox and fillers, yet no one spoke about it, so they gave her nice words, encouraged her, and comforted her for what happened. But when they went to have lunch, she found Sam talking about her in a bad way, telling everyone that she, unfortunately, turned out to be unnatural and everything in her was artificial, making the batch hate her. So she got very annoyed while Sarah and Moon wanted to go fight with him and hit him, but she stopped them, saying she did not care and to let him speak freely. But Kai brought her justice to her doorstep and went to flip the food on him, telling him every time he spoke about Mirei, worse would happen to him. So Sam got angry, asking why he defended her, but Kai told him it was none of his business and he was free. So Mirei had a flashback to when she was in high school and a boy bullied her and no one stood with her or helped except one person who was sitting above and threw food on the boy bullying her. And from that time, this boy stopped bullying her completely. And she remembered this situation and confirmed that the person who helped her back then was surely Kai. And he was helping her now too. And she started feeling her condition would deteriorate again after the words, getting upset. So she decided to do the only thing that would get her out of depression, which was visiting the perfume shop, as this was the place she loved to go most. And the only thing that relieved her depression. So she smelled the perfumes and wished to make one like them. And the shop owner came asking about the perfume she wanted. So she told her she did not want to buy, as she only came to see the perfume compositions because she loved this very much. And we learned that since she was young, she always followed a beautiful girl interested in perfumes named Suzie, who had a famous quote saying that whoever smelled beautiful would surely be seen as beautiful by everyone. And at that time, the woman told her she was the girl she meant and the owner of the quote. So our heroine asked if it was possible she was Suzie, and she said yes. So our heroine started telling her she was her idol, and she wished one day to open a company and be exactly like her. And Suzie rejoiced, especially when she noticed that Mirei was very enthusiastic, so she decided to help her with her perfume and invited her to lunch because she was one of her fans. And they both talked together, and Mirei asked why she disappeared suddenly, so she told her that. Unfortunately, a very bad situation happened to her, and she had to leave the perfume industry for a long time, and they got to know each other more and more. But suddenly Kai entered, and when Mirei saw him, she turned her face away. But suddenly Kai looked at her. Strange. So she and Suzie left the restaurant and walked away, and Suzie went after him. So Mirei was surprised and asked her where she knew him from. So she told her he was her son. So Mirei asked how he was her son, as she did not understand anything. So she told her the truth, saying that she and Kai had not met for 6 years and Kai did not love her and refused to deal with her, adding that Mirei was her only chance to make her relationship with Kai good again, and she begged her to help her and give her just one chance to meet Kai and explain everything to him. So our heroine, Mirei, decided to help her, and naturally, because Mirei was kind, she agreed and thought about how to bring the two of them together. When she went to university, she found Kai coming to her asking what she was doing with that woman. She told him she was the owner of her favorite perfume shop and asked him to go out for lunch with her after the lecture because there was something important she wanted to tell him. And he agreed normally, as he was naive. But when he went, he was surprised to see his mother waiting for him, and Mirei left the two of them together and apologized to him for doing that and walked away. So he got angry and walked after her. So Mirei went after him and apologized, saying she was forced to do that because she made her swear. But he told her he was not upset with her because he knew that Suzie was the one who forced her, telling her that Suzie was his mother, whom he did not love because 6 years ago she abandoned him and left him. But Mirei told him he was wronging her and she did not abandon him or anything. And when he asked what made her believe her, she told him because she lost her sense of smell, so he was shocked as she told him this was the truth, and his mother could no longer smell due to an accident that happened to her 6 years ago. And since then she left the perfume industry and had just returned, but now she worked in sales. So he wondered how that could be, as he thought she abandoned him for the sake of perfumes. So he thought about giving her a chance and called his father, asking if he knew anything about his mother and what happened to make her leave. But he told him to forget her, as she was a woman who abandoned him, and asked what reminded him of her now. At the same time, as Mirei walked in college, suddenly a handsome young man appeared and introduced himself, saying his name was Leo, and he wanted her to work with him because she was beautiful. But she told him she was not free, yet he begged her to come help him because they had an important event and there must be beautiful girls to help them and receive the guests. So she told him she would think about it and left him walking away to meet Kai. However, she noticed his state was completely upside down, so she asked him what happened, and he told her he called his father and asked him, but he refused to tell him. So she said if he was really curious and wanted to know the truth, he should sit with her or she would give him her number to call her, but he refused. So she said she would help him and arranged a meeting for him with her. And when Suzie knew, she rejoiced very much that she would sit with her son, saying she could not believe herself and was finally sitting with her son. And he told her to tell him everything about what happened and how she lost her sense of smell. So she decided to tell him everything, saying she was working in a perfume shop with a partner, and they both started the shop together, and their shop grew more and more, becoming known in the market, while his father was working as a big lawyer and did not return home much. So she was late sometimes for meal times, and one time he got angry at her and told her to choose either him or the perfume shop, and since her dream was to work in the shop, she told him she could not give it up. So he got angry and decided to take revenge on her. He decided to divorce her, but knew he would pay a lot if he divorced her, so he decided to start spreading rumors that she was involved and fell in love with another man and betrayed him. And he also made his son understand that his mother abandoned him and ran away to be with someone else. But what Kai did not know was that one day the two of them met, and he got angry at his mother. So his father raised his hand and she fell to the ground, fainting at that time. And when she went to the hospital, she discovered she had a concussion and lost her sense of smell. And since then, she could not smell anything and got severe depression. So she decided to divorce him and take Kai and leave. But he prevented her from seeing him and kicked her out of the house. So he knew in the end she did not leave him or abandon. But on the contrary, his father was the one who destroyed their family and hurt his mother. And after Kai knew what happened, he apologized to his mother and let her return to his life again. But she begged him to give her a chance to compensate him for the days she was away from him. And she left him and walked away while Mirei came to ask about what happened. So he said they returned as mother and son again. So she rejoiced very much and said she made him a perfume specially and gave it to him. So he smelled it, and she told him if he liked it to use it as it would please him. And then she left him. She went to Leo's event, but when she arrived there, she was shocked to learn that Leo was not going to be there at all, and 3 others received her, giving her clothes that were not nice at all, as the outfit was revealing and she was uncomfortable wearing it. So when Kai came, he took off his jacket and put it on her, taking her away from the place. And by chance, Leo arrived and was shocked by the outfit, asking what she was wearing. She told him this was the outfit the young man gave her. So he got angry, swearing he did not know they would do that, as he was only responsible for organizing the party and nothing more. And he apologized, saying he would get justice for her from them. But Kai held her hand, telling him he already got her justice, so he should go get justice for the rest of the girls there. And he took her and walked away. So Mirei rejoiced that he helped her and thanked him. But he said it was natural to do so and stand by her side, and he thanked her because she saved his relationship with his mother and made them reunite. So she rejoiced very much when she knew that everything was resolved. By chance, Hanem passed by and saw them, getting angry and wondering how someone like Kai could like someone like her, who was full of plastic surgery, and she started holding a grudge against her while Kai went to his mother. He started apologizing to her, and when she saw him, she cried and hugged him, promising to compensate him for all. That passed and never leave him again, whatever happened. And afterwards he went to thank Mirei, and she found him also, wearing the perfume she brought him. So she rejoiced and told him it smelled sweet and suited him, causing embarrassment. And then Sarah came saying she noticed strange looks between them and asked frankly if he liked Mirei. And she was shocked because he actually loved her. But he evaded the subject and told her, of course, not before walking away, while Mirei met Leo, who apologized for what happened, saying he scolded them that day and got her justice, and justice for the girls, apologizing that the situation occurred, and he decided to invite her out to compensate her for what happened, inviting her for lunch on him. But she told him that unfortunately she had never gone on a date with a guy before, so she did not know if she would come. So he gave her his number, asking her to contact him if she made a final decision to come or not, adding that he would not bother or pressure her either way. Mirei felt he was a good person who was really trying to compensate her, so she decided to go out with him and got ready. And when she arrived at college, everyone saw her looking beautiful and eye-catching. They asked her what was special today, as her makeup and clothes were nice and she looked beautiful. She told them she was going out with Leo on a date, and when Kai found out, he got angry and very annoyed, but tried not to show it so no one would know he liked her, meaning she would slip through his fingers. Eventually, so Sarah tried to help him because she knew he loved her, asking him what his opinion of Mirei was. He said they were just friends, so Sarah kept nagging him, saying it looked like Leo would steal her away, and he should not blame anyone, but himself later. But Mirei was not paying attention at all and was oblivious, understanding none of his signals, and she asked him about perfume, so he chose one with a beautiful scent for her. her. She told him it smelled nice, and later she went to meet Leo, who praised her perfume, but she told him Kai chose it with her. He realized then that Kai was not just anyone and clearly liked her, but she was oblivious and not paying attention, which meant someone was competing with him. But she went out on the date and they enjoyed their time. They spent a very nice time, while Sarah kept nagging Kai, telling him not to lose. The Chance insisting he must take her out tomorrow on a date to see if she liked him or not, so he tried to be brave and ask her, but unfortunately the words did not come out at all. Yet she noticed and told him to speak, straight asking what he wanted, so he asked if she would like to go out and have lunch tomorrow, and she agreed, thinking it was just a normal lunch as usual because she was oblivious, while Hanem was sitting watching them and heard him. She asked him why he was going with her and if he liked her, but he told her it was none of her business and to keep to herself. She got angry and boiled with jealousy, and when she met him, she found him dressed up perfectly and was shocked that he came for the date dressed like that and wearing the perfume she gave him, wondering why he was doing all this, and if he liked her, wondering if it was possible he actually admired her or what. The viewer should do as she was not paying attention, so the viewer should like and subscribe with notifications instead of skipping. As I see those who want to skip, so let us continue the story as the two sat in the restaurant and he kept saying she looked beautiful even though she wore normal clothes without makeup, so she started having feelings for him. But when she went to university and Hanem asked her about the date, she got nervous and told her they went on a normal date and refused to tell her anything. And when Hanem asked her frankly if she liked Kai, she was shocked and evaded, her fearing to tell her she actually loved him or at least had feelings for him. In that case, Hanem would expose her in college and everyone would bully her, saying she was not suitable for Kai because she was all ugly and plastic surgery. So she was forced to lie and told her she had no feelings. So Hanem shocked her, saying she liked Kai and wanted her to help them both date, adding that she was her friend, love, and just like a sister. Exactly, right? So naturally, as usual, she could not refuse her request and asked what to do to help, so Hanem told her to just arrange a date for her with Kai. So Mirei said, okay, from both eyes, my sister, and she went to Kai asking him to go out with her. So he rejoiced very much, thinking she knew he liked her and she also liked him, but she shocked him, saying she would invite someone with them, and he agreed not to embarrass her. But when he went, he was shocked to find Hanem in his face asking what that girl was doing there. So she told him she knew he was coming, so she came too. So he told her, frankly, he thought she would have some dignity and stay away from him instead of using a girl to meet him. But Mirei intervened, telling him he should not say that, as whatever happened, she was his guest and he must respect her. But Hanem told her she was not, upset with him because she knew he was joking with her, asking him to say the specifications of the girl he liked. So he said, first, she must love perfume. Second, she must have brown hair. Third, she must be tall and with him in the department, asking Mirei if she had other specifications or if he said everything. So she said no, he said everything. While Hanem understood his words were all about Mirei, so she got annoyed but tried not to show. She was hateful inside. And then Mirei got a call from Leo, so she left them together to talk a bit and walked away. So Hanem noticed and asked him if he loved Mirei to that extent and even more than he realized. So he asked, since she knew his feelings and that he would never love her in his life, why did she come today, asking if she had no dignity or what she was planning. So she said she did not understand why he spoke to her like that, as she did nothing but say she would go out with them, giving him a smile. But he knew her truth and that she was malicious inside and out, while Mirei saw them together laughing and said how suitable they were for each other, taking her things and walking away to leave them. But Kai walked after her immediately, leaving Hanem alone, and he asked her what made her leave them. So she told him Hanem liked him and she arranged the date today so they could get to know each other and date, but he asked if he had no say and she should ask him first. So she said she thought he also liked her because she was the most beautiful girl in college and all the guys liked her. So surely when he got a chance to date now, he would never say no. But he said firstly, he did not like her and had no intention to date her at all. So Mirei apologized, telling him she only wanted to help, nothing more, asking who he liked then. So he asked if she did not know who he liked. So she got nervous, fearing he knew she liked him, for example. So he asked if she had any feelings for him, but she feared telling him she had feelings lest he think she was using him, hater. So she told him clearly he misunderstood her and she misunderstood him too, adding he should not deal with any girl he met in a nice way, but keep that special way for his girlfriend, and she left him and ran away quickly, while Hanem got very angry when she returned home, breaking everything around her and running cold water on her head to forget what happened to her today, and that Kai embarrassed her as she was not used to anyone rejecting her. And when she went to university crying, everyone was surprised to find her in a difficult state, so so she told them she was sick since yesterday because she went out with Kai yesterday and he hurt and embarrassed her, and she kept inciting them against Mirei, saying she was the reason and the one who came between them. So naturally they all hated Mirei, talking badly about her and bullying her. And when Mirei arrived, Hanem made herself look like a victim, and she was truly a victim as the mother of all victims. Dear viewer, do we have anyone more of a victim in the world than her? She told them herself not to wrong Mirei, as she did nothing at all and was helping her or some. Yes, but still Kai was the one who embarrassed her. But they all naturally hated Mirei and looked at her with savage looks as she came, understanding nothing, telling her they wished she would leave the department and have some dignity and take herself away. So she got very annoyed and actually walked away. But Hanem went after her, telling her not to be upset about what happened. She said, "Believe me, I did not mean it." So Mirei told her it was fine, she was not upset or anything. So Hanem said, "By the way, you asked me once if I loved perfumes, and my answer is no, because I only love natural things," naturally hinting at Mirei because she was all plastic surgery. So Mirei got annoyed and cried for herself because everything around her kept bullying her and everyone was hating her now, and no one loved her in college. At that time, Leo called to check on her, and when he found her state very bad from what happened, he went to talk to her, and she told him everything that happened with her and that she had plastic surgery. And what he saw on the outside was not her real look, and in reality her look was much uglier than that. And that Kai was the only one who knew her real look, and she thought Leo would act like Sam and run, but he told her he did not care about plastic surgery and he loved her because she was kind inside and very gentle, adding that frankly Kai was lucky to know a girl like her with her beauty and kindness, and Kai was also lucky because he knew someone with her kindness and beauty since his childhood. So she was shocked by his words, and he noticed she liked Kai but was scared. So he encouraged her, saying if she kept wasting time like that, she would not have self-confidence to confess to him. And indeed his words affected her, and she was encouraged, deciding to confess to Kai that she liked him. So she called Kai, telling him she wanted to see him for something important, and she went to the location but was shocked when she arrived, finding Hanem standing with him. And the moment Hanem saw Mirei, she got close to him and hugged him in a strong way. So she was shocked, but he pushed her away and ran after Mirei, telling her she misunderstood and there was nothing between him and Hanem, as he did not love her, asking her frankly why she did that, and always ran from him. So she said she did not understand anything. So he told her he liked her and loved her suddenly without any introduction, saying he had enough of her stupidity, and Hanem using her even if she liked him, asking what she thought about giving him a chance, as she knew he would never lose her, adding that he knew her real look and accepted it and had loved her for a long time. So she stood in disbelief, asking if it was possible for someone of his beauty to date someone like her. And then the words angered him, so he asked if she saw herself missing a leg or something, asking if that was her final answer to him. So he got annoyed and walked away. And when she returned home, she kept thinking about what happened, wondering how long she would belittle herself and feel she did not deserve love. So when she went to university, she went to talk to him, but he asked if she thought that everything would go back to how it was, saying no, of course not, and he left her alone and walked away. So she got very annoyed, and when Sarah saw her upset, she asked what happened. So she told her that Kai confessed his love to her, but because she had no self-confidence and feared he might be playing with her, she rejected him. So Sarah told her she was wrong and should give him a chance, but suddenly Hanem called her. So Sarah asked what she wanted, and Mirei said she was coming to help her confess her love to Kai. So Sarah got angry at her and told her not to let that girl interfere between her and Kai. And amidst what was happening, one of the colleagues asked Kai who he wanted to date. So another person replied, saying surely it was Hanem, without comparison, as natural beauty won, adding that Mirei was all plastic surgery as he knew. And the moment Kai heard those words, he got annoyed and went to fight that person and hit him. But Mirei stopped him, telling him not to make any problems, since they only spoke the truth. So Kai got angry at her words, telling her the truth was that she was a beautiful and gorgeous girl, adding there were a million people who had plastic surgery that failed, making them look ugly. So the fact that she had her plastic surgery and it succeeded meant her features were originally beautiful from the start. So she had to be confident in herself because she was beautiful inside and out, and she was touched by the words and thanked him very much. But he did not care and walked away. And suddenly she called him to confess her love finally. But the train passed with a loud noise and Kai did not hear her. But at least she confirmed her feelings and that she loved him. And when she went to college the next day, she found Hanem waiting for her. So she asked what she wanted, finding her standing with two boys and saying to them that they would go out on a double date together. And when they went, they ordered a lot of food, but Mirei told her she could not eat because she was on a diet, while Hanem took the food, saying she would eat it all alone. alone. So they asked her if she was not afraid of gaining weight, but she told them of course not, as that was actually her natural body and she wished she could gain weight but did not know how. So they envied her, saying they wanted to be like her, and she bragged, saying she ate whatever she wanted and could not gain weight. So they told her that was expected from a delicate, beautiful girl who would remain beautiful all her life. And afterwards she went to the bathroom while Mirei decided to leave because the gathering was not pleasing to her. So she went to pay, but heard a sound from the bathroom and went to check on Hanem, seeing her vomiting all the food, and she realized Hanem's truth that she also had psychological problems and felt she must always look perfect, so she vomited any food she ate. So Mirei advised her not to do that, adding that she was like her one day but regretted it because her stomach hurt. But Hanem got angry and told her not to compare herself to her as she was fake and plastic. But then Hanem shifted and told her she did not want a soul to know what she saw, threatening not to have mercy if anything happened. So Mirei told her she would not mention it to anyone in any way and left Hanem to exit, while she found them still waiting for her, saying they would eat again. So she told them let's go, but Mirei saw her and pitied her because she was forced to do that to please everyone around her, even at the expense of her health. So she left her and walked away. But when Hanem went to school the next day, she was shocked to learn that a young man was stalking her and photographing her everywhere. And besides, he was crazy and uploaded the photos to the batch group, and she did not know who was doing this or what he wanted from her. While at that time, Mirei found Leo sending her a message saying he was waiting for her in the garden, and when she went out, she found Leo running to her saying he wanted to go out with her on a date, asking if she would be annoyed or what. And he asked her if she confessed to Kai yet. So she told him she still had not confessed to him that she liked him a lot, and before anything could happen between them, she escaped quickly. So Leo went to Kai and told him he knew Mirei had feelings for him and he also had feelings for her, but he wanted to warn him and tell him that he would confess his love to her tomorrow, so he should not blame anyone but himself later. But Kai told him it was none of his business and he could do what he wanted, asking him to answer frankly if he liked her because he loved her or wanted to use her. So Leo told him of course not, as he loved her and liked her because she was gentle, beautiful, and kind inside, adding it was the first time he met a girl like her to this extent. Kai asked him about her looks, so he said her looks were the last thing that mattered to him. Yes, she was beautiful, and this caught his attention. But after she said she had plastic surgery, he was not upset, but on the contrary happy, because she took a step like that, trying to improve herself in any way to be comfortable. And Kai got very annoyed by his words because he was right in every word. So he asked him, and Leo said he also would not wait until she slipped from his hands, telling him that whoever managed to confess to her first tomorrow would be the one who won her heart. While Mirei returned home and was shocked to find her father knew her address and came to visit her, having dyed his hair red. And the moment she saw him, she asked what was that disgust he did. So he said he was trying to renew himself just like her. But she told him the color did not suit his age. So he told her that was his same feeling when he found her wearing another face than hers while she was originally beautiful, with childish features, asking what made her do that to herself. So she told him it was none of his business, telling him to go find a salon to remove his hair. But he said he would go remove that hair and she would come with him to cancel those surgeries completely. But she got angry, pushing him out and locking the door on herself, saying he should not come to visit her here again for his own good. So her father cried and walked away, and afterwards the door knocked and she went to open, finding Leo in her face, telling her there was an old man there looking very strange who dyed his hair and was sitting crying, asking if she knew who that was. So she played dumb, saying no, she did not know, and asked what he wanted. So he told her he wanted to go out with her today urgently, and when she went out, she found he brought her a bouquet of flowers saying he loved her, but she apologized to him saying they could not date because she had feelings for another person. So he said she did not need to tell him, as he knew well she liked Kai and he was helping her date, adding he was not sad, by the way, at all, as he was helping her and told her Kai liked her generally, so he was not upset and wished that both of them would have a happy life, and was not sad at all, saying the most important thing was not to cut her relationship with him, so he would not remain sad, asking to stay friends. So she told him, of course, as he was the person who stood by her side and helped her, most without return, so she would never cut her relationship with him because she appreciated and respected him like her brother. He said your brother was not upset and it was normal, and when she returned home, she gathered her courage to confess her feelings. So she dressed up the next day and prepared herself looking perfect. But when she arrived, she was shocked, finding Hanem standing with Kai, hugging him, while Kai gave her no expression. And she was about to escape this time, but when she thought about the matter and that Hanem might steal him from her, she decided to be strong song saying how long she would keep running, so she decided to return again, telling Hanum to stay away from Kai because she loved him and would not help her get close to him again, and Kai could not believe she finally spoke up. So he rejoiced and did not waste a moment more telling her from today they were dating and lovers, holding her hand in front of everyone present, but she asked him not to mention to anyone that they were dating so no one would bully her, and he respected her decision, while at the same time we learned who was photographing Hanum, and it was a guy with her in college named Yamada who was obsessed with her, and anyone who thought of approaching her, he put in his mind deciding to destroy his life while Mirei walked, finding Sarah in her face, asking if she dated Kai, saying it was very obvious, and he also looked happy since she confessed to him. Suddenly they found Hanum coming towards them, asking if they were already dating, so Mirei said yes, thinking she would finally wish her a happy life, but Hanum boiled with rage and showed her true colors, saying, "Let us see how the rest will accept your relationship." She got very angry and walked away, meeting Yamada, who ran to greet her, but she treated him like the wall behind him, exactly as if she did not see him, ignoring him and going to sit with boys, unfortunately. Yamada got very annoyed that she sat with boys, while Kai waited until Mirei finished her lectures and took her out to a restaurant where they ordered coffee and food. But suddenly she saw Moon coming from afar with a colleague, so she escaped quickly to the bathroom before they saw her, sitting with him, while at the same time they noticed Kai and went to greet him, asking what he was doing here. So he said he came to have lunch, but suddenly they noticed 2 cups in front of him, asking if someone was with him, but he denied it and drank from both alone before he paid, and left while Mirei escaped from the other side. So Kai went after Mirei, who apologized to him because she ruined the date, but he told her he did not care anyway as long as he was with her, which was the world to him. He took her and they walked, but at that time he found Suzie in front of him, so Mirei got very scared and let go of his hand. He held it again, telling her that was his mother and they should not hide it, confessing he loved Mirei and they were dating, so Suzie said she loved Mirei and was very happy they actually dated, wishing them a happy life. But when they went to university the next day, they unfortunately let go of each other's hands. Mirei got very annoyed because Kai loved her and was proud of her, while she did not want people to know the truth, saying people's words to her now did not matter. So she stood in front of the whole team and told them that they were dating and was very afraid of their reaction, but they rejoiced for her and clapped, saying they suited each other as 2 kind people looking beautiful, while Hanum, naturally after hearing this talk, got angry and ran to the bathroom where she heard girls talking, saying that Hanum turned out to be a malicious snake and jealous, adding that they knew her truth and photos were leaked of her while she was not eating at all, knowing all this was acting to fool them. But Mirei heard them and told them that she was present with her that day and she was not vomiting but was sick with a stomachache, defending her in front of everyone, so they apologized to Hanum, but Hanum got angry, telling her no one asked her to defend her, and she left, walking away. Mirei went after her, telling her she was not interfering but just wanted to help because she was once her friend. Hanum told her to drop the act and left her walking away, finding Yamada standing to check on her after knowing she was sick. But she asked who he was and what he wanted from her, threatening to report him to the university administration if she saw him again, insulting him before going to sit with handsome boys. So Yamada got angry and sent photos of her from high school days when her appearance was not good to all their colleagues in university, and she was shocked finding the photos reached everyone around her, looking at her with strange looks and bullying as what she to Mirei came back to her. So Mirei pitied her very much. She got upset for her and went after her to comfort her, but Hanum told her surely she did that and published the photos. So Mirei told her she did nothing, but Hanum did not believe her, and despite Hanum's words, which were like trash, and the fact she wronged her, she and Kai decided to find the person who did that to help her and report him so he would stop publishing her photos, and they learned this person knew her address and was going to her while Hanum was going home suddenly, finding Yamada in her face, telling her he had been trying to talk to her for months, asking why she did not reply even in college, ignoring him, asking what he did to her or what made her hate him. So she asked who he was, saying she did not understand anything. So he said he was the person publishing her photos and the obsessed one who loved her, claiming she loved him too. So she asked if he was stupid or crazy, but he told her she just ignored him and refused to speak to him while spending her time with handsome guys. So he decided he must take revenge on her and make her unfit for anyone else but him, bringing water and deciding to throw it on her face. But Kai and Mirei arrived at the right moment, and when he saw them, he fled quickly. So Mirei ran to check on Hanum, seeing her sitting on the ground, screaming, saying she would no longer be beautiful like before. But she got angry at her, asking if she came to bully her too now that her face was disfigured. But Mirei had enough and was the one who scolded her this time, asking why she did not want to understand that she loved and feared for for her despite all she did, knowing that inside her was a kind person, adding she would help her one last time. So she called the ambulance quickly, and when Hanem woke up, she was shocked to learn that Mirei stayed up beside her all night, finding her holding her hand to check on her, feeling how bad she was as Mirei stood by her, helped her, and tolerated her a lot, always being with her. But she did not know how to face her or face her colleagues. So while Mirei was sleeping, she left the hospital without anyone knowing, and the next day when Mirei went to university and they checked on Hanem, she told them she was fine, meaning thank God nothing happened to her. But she found Leo thanking her, saying he heard what happened despite all Hanem did, telling her they loved her very much and he was regretting that Kai stole her from him. So she told him they would remain friends and she would always love him like her brother. So he said okay normally, as he was not upset by the way, and she left him and went to Kai, but she changed her hairstyle to show her face so they would know she was beautiful, fearing he would see her as ugly. But he told her she looked gorgeous and asked if she was okay today. So she said she was okay, adding today was her father's birthday and she planned to go reconcile. So he replied that he would come with her, and she asked really. So he said yes, of course, if she did not mind, as he wanted to meet his girlfriend's family. So she took him and they went home. When her mother saw him, she was shocked. He was a handsome boy who loved her daughter, not believing it and making him much food, telling him to eat, and Mirei took him upstairs to look at their photos from high school days. And at that time her father arrived, knowing he had guests, and Mirei returned home, and the mother added she was sitting with a colleague. So he asked who the colleague was and went up to see who the young man sitting with his daughter was, being shocked he was handsome, finding him talking to Mirei, telling her he had many photos of them when they were in high school, but Mirei said surely they looked very ugly, asking him to get rid of them. But he told her on the contrary she looked gorgeous with childish and innocent features, and the father heard this sentence and remembered himself, realizing finally someone saw his daughter as her father saw her, and he was reassured now about his daughter that she found the right person. So he decided to stop being stubborn and waited until she and her lover finished to go down for lunch with them to apologize to her in front of him. And when he learned she brought him a gift, which was a hat, he wore it. Mirei came down and saw him, rejoicing very much and apologizing for her manner with him. So they reconciled and got to know Kai, saying he was happy very much to know him, as finally his daughter dated and he would rejoice for her after she graduated, while at the same time Hanem decided to leave the university and transfer from it, going to another college. But before leaving she bought a gift for Mirei, picking the best perfume from Suzie's shop, taking it to Mirei. And when Mirei saw the gift beside her, she rejoiced very much and sent a message to her thanking her and saying they would always remain friends, adding if she wanted to contact her at any time she would find her there for her. And when Kai knew, he rejoiced very much that her relationship with Hanem became good, and thus the series ends. Dear viewer, I hope you liked its story. I know this story is similar to something you know or we felt before, so we will act dumb, but this does not prevent you from liking, subscribing to the channel, and activating the notification bell if you enjoyed the new characters. And a good evening to you. Goodbye.